Всем привет. Так, сильно, наверное, звук фигачит. Сейчас убавим. Пойдет. Бля, что это такое?
Behold, the
Так. Ой, блядь.
This will be interesting.
Ну, погнали. Блять. Че, он по ним не забирается? Угу. Да ну нафиг. Я буду 5 лет, блядь, бить его. Блять. Да ну бред какой-то. Не, рано мне сюда. Просто пиздец. Херня. Рано. Пизду. Потом. Урона нет. Мало урона. Слабенькие. Так, что я хотел? Вот ежедневки. Потом. Я знаю, Коть, что надо качаться. Слабенький еще я. Очень слабенький.
We finally made it to Caravan Rebut. It's pretty light. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh,
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
huh?
Ты откуда, блядь, тут нарисовался?
Over here.
Никого не было, как из земли вырос.
Oh, Hatham went that way. Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Все куда-то бегут, бегут.
Where did he go? How did we lose him? They were just...
More Aramite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long
Интересно,
time
как
ago.
можно было внимание.
There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the
Привычка.
academia.
Мгм.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Al Hatham. I never thought we'd run into you. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the academia's hit list. I can't say. However, had I wished to turn you over to the academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always
Интересно,
belonged to
быть
the
ученым
camp that promotes
преимущество
research
ценю
or autonomy.
автономность.
And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the divine knot. Everyone says
По
the
слухам,
capsule
сама
originated
капсула
in the
изначально
desert,
возникла в
eventually
пустыне, а
moved
уже
to
потом в
Ormos.
портале
If
порт
I'm to get to the bottom of
существует.
this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be. Which brings me back to you and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ainul Ahmar used the divine knowledge capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you...
Al Hatham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the academia after all. So consider, but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the divine knowledge. No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking,
That's right. We have the same plan as you. But we don't really have...
then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village.
Тогда вам
It's the
стоит
largest settlement in the
начать с
desert,
одного из
so it'll
главных
probably have
поселений
more
деревни
resources and intel than anywhere else. Well,
поселения
would you like to head there together?
Ару. Ой, жесть. Кто, блядь,
It's always
название
better
эти
to
придумал?
connect with someone you know. Let's go!
before us lies our...
Whoa, this landscape is really something else.
Подлагивают что? Ей, ну не подлагивай по-братски, а. Янут. Что происходит? Жесть, какая драка, драка.
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Oh, Hatham. Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more...
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that
Однако
my
я
target
хотел
would
лишь
be
предотвратить
unable to flee or
сопротивление или
resist.
побег к цели. Тебе ведь известно, что это обычная практика маг.
Seemed to me more like your own personal...
Who is that?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Haytham, to the point of If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I've been pursuing this scribe for a long time.
Он является главной целью моей охоты,
Stand
вам
back
стоит
and do not
его
seek to defend him
взвесить
any
за и
longer.
против.
Otherwise,
Это действие мага.
there will be consequences.
Has Al-Haytham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Al-Haytham, take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this cap and why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh. What you would do, traveler? Paimon feels like...
Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
О,
Wait, yeah? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna start fighting!
Yeah, sure looks that way. 2 giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules, but how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds.
Нависает какая-то напряженка.
Either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong. Is this a sandstorm?
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Someone's calling for us. Hold it.
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you academia folks such hard work?
All right, stop.
Их даже не подрались.
Well, this is... Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru village.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for...
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather...
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand. As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar. And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the players of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have...
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Can.
That's what I like to hear.
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway,
Грамотей.
That was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I soon found that I began to realize that they were cautious of me. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no...
So they really are up to...
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain the vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold. They are meaningless to the academia of today. I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sage had a chance to take action. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less... Well, if that's the story, then why did you...
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Alhaitham? Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with a...
Yeah. It's indeed tasked with investigating the traveler.
I'll hate them!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me.
The most enticing op...
Unfortunately, those academics don't know. Their words contain one key piece of information. Namely, that divine knowledge indeed exists. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you? Use capsules to drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the divine knowledge capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the academia. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Alhaitham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the divine knowledge capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous.
You should be well aware, Scribe Alhaitham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and Answer me this. Did the sages share...
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's...
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out.
Я, говорит, просто отвлеклась.
My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the traveler. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting... But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds...
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip out.
Creatures? In the sandstorm?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The winds died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright?
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are...
Наконец-то. Я жду, когда это закончится. Так. Болтовня это.
Candace, you're still fighting?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves.
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have...
It's been quite a while since I've seen the flame.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Фига себе. Блядь, у меня героев надо было отхилить. Ух ты ж. Блядь, сдохла. Ёп твою налево. Бля, да вы издеваетесь, что ли? Ёбаный рот. Да подожди ты. Да бля. пополам.
The creature stopped appearing.
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we...
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly... I am the chief of Aru village.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sands...
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become... Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator...
Another effect of So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and earthquakes...
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These regional symptoms can...
Everyone in Aru village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village Keeper?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru village... Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity. After a period, the academia believes that they're crazed mutterings.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, but no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the...
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins?
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you.
Бля, да сколько
Regardless of
можно
my...
Oh,
ссориться
you're
и
the former
ссориться,
General Ma.
Is
спорить?
it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their... But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former... Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far.
Так, подожди. Мне надо отхилиться. Теперь погнали.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing a... Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after... Initially, the people of Aru village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholar. Aru village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching
Ты что ж так много
the
говоришь-то?
ground with his hands. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots. After that, the people of Aru village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness and began...
Soft green light? A mad skull? I think so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the...
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down...
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you... So, what do you make of the story? Really? What?
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely...
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just... Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current the Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more... In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says weird stuff sometimes.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when...
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth!
That look in your eyes... How can to think?
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation. But easier said than done, especially since we don't have any leads.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him?
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are. Why do you call him...
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa.
Ah, so you're the one who was I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was. But I had a vague...
Whoa. Ethan wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino!
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you...
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Так, что, наверх, что ли?
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him. Isak's parents were both Eremite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village.
Как же много разговаривают.
Bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often... However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling... So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace, and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa."
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both...
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in... It's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to protect this land.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate God watching it.
Huh? What did you say?
No, nothing. As long as Esau keeps his word and doesn't get in our...
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for.
Hey, Isak.
Oh, it's you guys.
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Really? Wow.
Alright. Let's ask the local...
Excuse me. Did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
You mean the village keepers? I was eating dinner the other day. I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away.
Okay. Did you...
Anything else? No.
Да ё-моё.
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen them? Don't change the...
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars. I think, honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange.
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house that day and it still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to do that? Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure that if I ever went mad, I wouldn't be able to do any...
Gotcha. Thank you.
Чуть не понял.
Sir?
Oh, well, the last time I saw him, must be.
Oh, think? Yeah.
I've known you since.
Wow. Okay.
Huh? Don't say anything. Let's head over there. Listen, see if you...
Have you heard? The mighty king. Yes, of course I have.
King Deshret is the one and only true ruler of this land. Still, you say he's coming back.
Haven't you noticed? Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of King Deshret's civilization. Isn't it a sign?
Huh.
Exactly.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Huh?
Who are you? Where?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Херово, блин.
Bro, this guy's something else. Just look.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay? I'm no match for this guy.
Okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about King Deshret's resurrection.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madman will disappear and that King Deshret will return.
Hey, go on.
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the Academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let us have a good life. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals are even more thrilled than we heard the news. We're all praying for King Deshret. Delavar also said that when Deshret returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall. We're all willing to serve for the King Deshret and fight for a share of the glory.
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants to know more. Keep talking.
At first, I told myself it was just the drink talking. But then all the mad scholars vanished without a trace, just as the rumor said. Don't beat me up for mentioning these rumors. If I'm guilty, then everyone else around here is also guilty. I'm just...
The people here really like King Deshret.
Where is this radical person you talked about?
I haven't in a few days, so he probably around the village.
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to him. He's really not here right now.
So you're not...
Oh, not. We know.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. And many... So best just stay home and hope to hear of you trying to contact anybody. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something...
Yes, got it. We'll do just as you say.
That scared Paimon half to death. Psycho is pretty terrible. He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that. Oh, Paimon, that's...
I heard.
Sorry.
It's part of being a match. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong... Very well.
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
I can take you there. Just follow. Grandpa, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky all day. Other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs. So a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa.
Чё ты, блин?
This is where Grandpa sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't. But are you okay? Are you getting dizzy or need...
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainara saved the day.
So, you know Yes. Now that I concentrate...
Wait, surely Tainari...
No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest.
Блять, что где-то тут светится, я не пойму где. А, вот он.
What are you looking for?
Here it is. Take a look right here.
Reba doesn't seem...
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here, from the size and shape. They belong to an adult male, and the scent is quite faint.
King Grandpa.
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent? Hey! What's wrong with liking good... Everyone's got something they love in life.
Most scholars are full of incense. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they yearn for their knowledge-seeking death and will follow the scent whenever it presents itself.
No. So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance of all the...
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong. Please help him.
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isa.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what...
Блин, Wi-Fi выключили. Интернет слабенький. Зараза.
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds...
Oh, Mia's here too!
You bet. So, everything goes...
Reasonably.
Al-Haytham didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he might have gone off on his own.
Did you find out anything useful? I see. So someone used a kind of incense to lead the exiled scholars away from the village.
The resurrection of King Deshret? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. Not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we...
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also...
I don't remember his correct...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Enger, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari. one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. The way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection is their only chance. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen.
Yeah, you're amazing! You really know that.
No merc can afford to slack off in gathering intelligence. Every mora I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Блин, какая же болтовня долгая.
Aru village is not a big place. Outside, the desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also... I need to go around and ask some questions. But it'll be difficult if you're with me.
Fine.
Good. Then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out...
Нас, походу, подслушивали.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samia.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstone? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samia isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Satari are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could. No, not at all. This just gets me thinking. Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone we know.
Болтовня на
None of them are
болтовню.
here today.
You mean you don't see any?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Zaki.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's, how would you...
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say, anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they?
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall.
Yeah. Have you seen Engerd?
Of course I have. Matter of...
I've got a spice...
Да, вы долго болтать будете,
Down.
а?
Let's just say I prefer to keep...
Что приводит?
Yes, how consider.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on.
Ой, засада, да ладно.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, dear. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the... Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the academia to look for the missing scholar.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are? You really...
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us... But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeria.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samuel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Engar. You're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Mr. Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of King Deshret.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why King Deshret is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I...
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars. All because of...
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only...
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me.
Enough talking! Get him!
Да ладно, наконец-то. Драка.
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Following orders. New punching bag.
Ну и все.
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course, you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, I believe that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called flame man is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. That's what you thought. And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought that. Okay. No task can be done without preparation. I just happened and... Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. if we want.
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Anku's house? Why'd I...
That's just a bunch of... Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves. Alcohol has a way of making... I think. So Edgar...
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anku's house, right? Jabari's one of the villagers you talked to. You know.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name.
Wow, what a genius!
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook of them.
So, that thing you were saying before, about how mercenaries only care about war.
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people.
I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in King Deshret, making the Dendro Archon out to be...
But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be... Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a... This should be all of them.
All right. I'll be in touch.
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust Mercy. She's been guarding our village for quite some time.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you come?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day.
Так, от 6 до утра, 12 обед. От какого дня следующего? Утро следующего. Ага. От 7 утра, правильно?
Right on time.
Hyman's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well.
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an
Oh, Hyman knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say.
Yep, guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the
next. Никак я, блядь, от своих хвороб не отобьюсь.
Yes, I was here yesterday to help out a little.
Help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh! You mean you taught Candace some more...
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, where? Oh, you look furious.
Do I? Oh, there's no match that can true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes. I need to work on
Yes, ma'am. Please, don't beat us anymore.
Well, looks like Rhino taught her well.
You fear death yourself. keepers. They are vital members of our community. And you come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal.
Mercy! Please, have mercy.
You've made your bed.
We may all be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough, and a war would only cause us to lose all that we have.
We understand. We're sorry. I'll tell you everything I know, please.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars would make the perfect sacrifice.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said,
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by...
Wait, I'm telling you the truth. We don't know anything. He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the... You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just...
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking it. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's...
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu, what do you...
Чё? Пиздили, да.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this... Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village. It strikes me now that this...
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a... They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take the...
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. The changing... Regardless. Our top priority now is locating...
You're right.
Isaka, time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them.
Yes. Pack up and get ready.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything...
All right.
Let's meet back here.
Ой, неужели? Нужно, когда это, блядь, закончится. Капец. Болтовня это утомляет.
До свидания.
До свидания. Вроде бы интересно, а вроде бы подъедает.
As you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we...
You were gone for ages, and now you're suddenly... Hey, what's with...
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm...
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly... Never mind. Paimon's got nothing. There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So anyway, you plan to leave Aru Village and keep searching for...
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here. Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with...
All Hatham. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village.
Yeah, you're all talk.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do. To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to... Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information information that you all had.
Right here?
Correct.
What did you learn?
Take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's.
What is that?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single...
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Remember what Gandhi said. Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because, by contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who
Бля,
is
как будто
consciously
мультик
keeping
смотрю.
you out of the loop. In fact,
Ё-моё.
she's been observing your every move. The reason being,
Мы играть сегодня
to
будем,
someone
не?
who only wants to live their life in peace,
Don't change.
it's quite obvious that she's intimidated by...
Right. You were asking about the...
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she...
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed...
Remember? She made a...
Honestly,
Так, ну это какое-то повторение уже идет.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru village at night. In other words, the young miss...
Что, блядь, за детективы?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself.
Я столько книг не
As for
читал,
why she might be so
только
worried
сейчас
about
читаю.
all this,
I'll pass on this one. She
Жесть.
said that she's afraid of me.
Опять болтать, что ли? Да ладно. Что за пипец? Ну, стучи, ёпта.
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier,
Mr. Alhaven, I'm aware of...
What do you mean?
go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you, do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why is that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. Before, I wouldn't even have the Traveler. Do you believe our lives will get better? My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect...
Oh, he told us you have your reasons.
The fact is that I'm... Only one side of my family is desert folk. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in King Deshret.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despised...
Yeah. Some are so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. And then it happened. The village
Капец.
keepers would help...
You can tell them. I'm sure he'll keep your secret.
Alright. I'll tell you what I told Alhaven. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes... Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it used to be louder and more frequent. Ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't...
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty, but because we're in the middle of a desert,
There's really nothing around these parts.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar.
Да неужели? Тут опять ёпт. Тэпнуться, конечно же, не надо.
Sounds good to me. Take that!
Oz, reveal thyself!
Take that!
Empty and forgotten. An ideal place to hide people.
Побежал он стоять. Ух ты ж, ёпта. Подожди. Да бля. Сука. Так, мне нужен это.
I will protect you.
Ну, теперь давай. Подлагивает, связь фиговая.
This is the one.
На работе не поиграешь.
Let's go in and take a... Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then... I'm taking... Okay, sure.
Заказ много было.
Спасибо.
Приятно. Второй нету там.
Ничего страшного. Так, сейчас, наверное, на этом закончим. Что интернет фиговый, связь фиговая, Wi-Fi вырубили.
There it is. It's coming from that direction. It's from below. Something is off about the interior here. As I thought, there's a hidden structure.
Так, на этом все. Интернет хреновый. Wi-Fi нету. Всем спасибо.